this is. Oh, man.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Hoboken style, baby. Wow.
Aliens! Y'all need to be calling damn news!
Whoa! Awesome!
Give me back my gun!
Wow, this is
Kids are soft.
Live from the new kingdom.
Hello.
It's the Big Dumb Mouth Podcast.
Hello.
Now, here's your hosts, Midnight Mike, Joe, and Grush.
I've been called 50 times.
Wrong! Wrong! Wrong!
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to a somewhat fun-filled podcast adventure. Yeah, somewhat. My name's Midnight Mike, and no one is over there right now. Not a dang person. Cretchard is running late. He said he will be here as soon as he can. So maybe in another 5 minutes, Cretchard will be here. We'll find out. Joe is not here. He gave a massive update in the Discord and the Slack channel. And he's been leaving me voicemails and, he's doing his own thing. He left me a voicemail. I'll play a voicemail for everyone right now so you can kind of get a feel for what's going through Joe's mind at this point. So here's a voicemail that Joe left me. Here we go.
Oh, hey guys, yeah, I am down here in Mexico, driving through the streets. People will not get out of my way. Hey, move it! Yup, hit another one. Yeah, jeez. Oh man, you guys see Kamala? Can't stand us. Hey, out of the road. Boom! Anyways, I'll be back soon.
Wow. Incredible audio there from our friend Joe. And hopefully he made it through his Mexico Odyssey. I think that he did. He posted in the Slack that he was anticipating coming back to the show today, but he came down with the case of the COVIDs. COVID. He's got COVID. He held up his test to his phone camera, took a picture. It looked like he was either positive with COVID or he was pregnant. I don't know which one it was, but we either wish Joe a speedy recovery or a happy and easy pregnancy. Whatever one works for him, and hopefully he'll be back next week. And as for the show is crazy. It's tough to keep it together. I'll give you guys some news. So on this coming Saturday, there will not be a show. Why? Why is there no show again on Saturday? I have to go to a family wedding. And so that will take up majority of the day on Saturday. Now, if Cretchard's able to do a show on Sunday, if Joe's able to do a show on Sunday, be more than happy to do that. It's up to those guys. I'm available. We can do either a nooner, we can do like a noon show, whatever they want to do. I am around. So totally up to them. Hopefully Joe will recover by then. But he said in the Slack channel and the Discord that this is as sick as he's ever been in, I think, like the past 10 years. So it's not good. We do wish him very well a speedy recovery, and hopefully he'll bounce back better and bigger than ever. Yay! People. It's Wednesday. Typically, we do Alex Jones clips of the week on Wednesday, but no one's here to listen to the funny clips. I know you guys are out there listening to the funny clips, but I feel like I need the co-hosts. I need Cretchard here. I need Joe here. I need the co-hosts of the show. The show, it's a skeleton without these guys. And so I will wait until Cretchard joins. Then we'll do Alex Jones clips of the week. Until that time, I think I will just go into some UFO stuff. I have been listening, watching, and reading a lot about UFO abductions. In fact, entirely too much stuff on UFO abductions. And if anybody listened to the best of clip from this past Saturday, I put together a string of maybe about 3 to 4 different OBDM segments concerning humanoid encounters. The first one was about a missing 411 case, even though in the clip I did say missing 411, and I'm sure that irked a lot of people out there. It was a missing 411 case about a person who was out in, I think, the Southwest, and he was basically chased up a tree by a bunch of humanoids, alien robotic creatures, and he managed to kind of fend off this attempted abduction over the course of the night and into the early morning. He threw sticks and pieces of clothing at these humanoids. They apparently were fairly incompetent at trying to capture this guy. I think his name Donald Shrum. But I have some other topics on alien abductions today. I'm probably just going to give a brief overview. There's been a series of blog articles written about the history of modern day UFO abductions, and so I'll try to give like a brief overview on it and possibly where this all might be leading to. But let's start things off with the news. And everyone's concerned about world events, current events, what's going on in politics, what's going on in England, what's going on with the U.S. presidential race. And we will get through some of that. But here, when it comes to UFO news, I'm going to start things off with a clip. And this comes from Twitter or X. You can decide which one you want to call it. Now, this is from a podcast, and what I liked about this is look at this. Look who is there. I think Cretchit is there. I think he is. He's telling me to please stand by. We don't know. We might have. Maybe we need a little timpani. I don't know. No, he's there. Okay.
Hold your horses. I'm here.
Yeah, he's there.
Bunch of shit going on at work.
I know. It's crazy everywhere in the country right now.
No, it was fine until about 3:45 this afternoon. Then it was a shit show.
Well, that happens.
It's bullshit.
Well, I'll hold off on my alien abduction stuff, and we can just do Alex Jones clips of the week to kind of, you can just listen and just kind of settle in, and then we'll do the rest of the show.
I'll get everything fired up here. Yeah,
okay,
do
yeah.
that stuff. I'll give me another minute or two.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to do the Alex Jones clips of the week. We'll zoom over there and get it done with Alex Jones clips of the week. Well, the show turns at a dime. Alien abductions 1 minute, boom, right now Alex Jones clips of the week. That's what we're doing right now, and we're going to go all the way back to last Thursday. I believe that was August 1st. Yeah, and this is a long one. We have a long clip here. Here we go.
Absolutely insane. And I'm totally confused. So I got to go to rebroadcast. Bing, bang, 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 bing, bing, bing. Do you know how to talk? Hello. How's everybody doing today? Like I said, I just killed me a possum and I'm going to cook it in the oven like Granny. I gobble up just all the data and then come to my own electrochemical computer decisions, but it's also influenced by the space-time continuum. I tell you what, I rode to work today on a horsey. I want a rotting penis. I want to eat some possum. I would like a taco. I would like to order some Schweinenhaken. I would like to order some beef. I'm married to my sister. Oh my goodness, look at that face. Son of a bitch. Piece of shit. What the hell is this? Would you like some rice bowl for you? You need a vagina.
Wow. he went through at least 7 different characters, 7 different voices, and he was just totally out of control. It's the one-man show. It's the Alex Jones one-man show on Broadway. He likes to do impressions. He loves to do impressions.
His one-man show of Othello is fantastic. Highly recommend anybody can catch that one.
Oh, he does that? Okay. I didn't know he does that.
Yeah, you get some bourbon in that dude, and he gives you a one-man show of Othello.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I love to do imitations, as everybody knows.
That is correct.
Classically trained Shakespearean actor.
This is his impression of Hillary Clinton right here.
How y'all doing down there? Good to see you today.
Well, when are you going to play the Alex Jones clip? Because that was just a Hillary Clinton.
I know. You can barely tell the difference between Alex Jones's impression and Hillary Clinton. It's very difficult to tell. But we'll carry on. And here is what Alex Jones said on Friday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn it! You think I'm risking my life to lose this son of a bitch? He was in charge! He's now in full poop his pants mode. I don't care if you're selling hot dogs or T-shirts, or you're an usher, or you're an attendee, or you're a police officer. I got these people's name. I got their number. I've got their ass. Key. This is crap your britches time. We can sell you crap vitamins.
He loves listing off jobs.
He does. It is his go-to bit. I wonder if that can work for like Sam Tripoli, if he's like ever bombing on stage and start listing off occupations, and that maybe brings the crowd back on your side. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stand up. I don't know.
Also, in that first one, when he counted, and then the second clip when he said "damn it," it sounded like he counted and then said "damn it" all in one clip, as if he got
counting
distracted.
wrong. Yeah. Or maybe got the counting wrong.
So run the beginning of that one again, but step on it right after the "damn it."
Okay. Here it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn it! You think I'm risking my life to lose this?
Yeah, I did.
If you get him just after the "damn it," it's pretty good.
But here's the longer clip.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. That's just that. And then the second clip is actually the "damn it."
Damn it! You think I'm risking my life?
Yeah, it does. It's the way it's edited. It sounds like it's right next to each other. So
yep.
I like it. Then we're going to go to Monday. We have this right here.
I think we're losers. It's all happening right now. JD Vance is having sex with a couch. We're losing the info war. We're stupid. Whites are the devil, need to all be killed, and are Satan with their thumbs up their butts.
I do like that. The JD Vance couch meme is really taken out of a life of its own.
Well, they're trying. The fact that it was completely made up was a little disingenuous. But have you noticed the competing one about Governor Lebowski? I can't think of the dude's name now.
Waltz.
Yeah.
What's that one?
The competing one of that he had to have his stomach pumped because he drank too much semen.
Oh, that just like Rod Stewart.
Was it Rod Stewart? But anyway, but then that one always comes. The meme is false because it was horse semen, not human.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
JD Vance is having sex with a couch.
Well, that's a technicality there. But so if you just said semen, it would be correct.
But that's how all the fact checkers work. They fact check some minuscule little technicality, not the actual heart of the statement.
The claim, yeah. Well, here's Tuesday. Not much here, people.
We're going to kill Trump on CNN. Abracadabra. Give me your wallet. Look at this blob of weakness.
Blob of weakness. And then we have Wednesday. That's today, people. Here we go.
I love socialism. And socialism's good. I'm a big boy. It's not happening. It is happening. Tampon Tim. That's Thomas Jefferson. This guy is a creepazoid. We got his ass. What do you make of that caller? Maybe he's a Fed. Probably not. Who do we go kill today?
I see you actually have the claim and the fact check up on the screen. Yeah.
The fact check. So you can
claim
people say that. You can say fact check false. Actually.
Yeah, Waltz once had his stomach pumped because he drank a gallon of human semen. Well, the facts are it was horse semen. So check your facts, people. Yay! Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot of things wrong with all of that. But.
Well, couches, horses, Potato. But alien abductions, people. Alien abductions, that's what I want to talk about for however long it takes. So I've been consuming a lot of UFO material. There is a new book coming out by Lou Elizondo called Imminent. It is
Luis
Elizondo, Lou Elizondo, former ATIP director or UAP director, affiliated with the Defense Intelligence Agency. A murky background. He has had a contentious relationship with his ex-bosses at the Pentagon, and he has a book coming out on, I believe, August 20th. Now, the pre-sales have already shot it to the tops of the New York Times bestseller list. I have pre-ordered the audiobook because that's how I can cut it up and make him sound, goofy and fun. But but
didn't we determine the other day that it's not actually him reading the audiobook or something?
Oh, it is. It's him and Chris Mellon. So he's reading part of it. Chris Mellon is reading part of it. I don't know how they divided it up, but there
vowels and consonants is the general way.
Yeah, that's probably the fairest way to do it.
Makes for a difficult listen, but
you take the
fair.
E's, I take the A's. So that book's coming out, and there's a lot of hype around that. There's a lot of motion in the Senate around UAP. And then this clip came out. This clip from a podcast. Who I'm not familiar with this podcast, but they got a pretty good setup. I'll bring it up on screen here, and you guys can watch. Now, what I found fairly interesting about this is the person speaking. Now, the person speaking, you don't know him. I barely know or care about him, but he is a very well-read, I would say a fairly smart individual. And so the person talking, the guy up on screen here, this is Matthew Pines. He's the CEO, I believe, of Sentinel-1, which is the competitor to CrowdStrike. You remember that CrowdStrike fiasco we had at the end of July? That shut down a good chunk of the Western internet. Well, this guy runs a competing product called Sentinel-1. Does a lot of the similar things. And the reason why I bring this up is that he knows he's no dummy. To be in the cybersecurity space and to run a company like that, you probably have to have some connections, I'm imagining. He has some money, and he's fairly well-read on cybersecurity and apparently somewhat connected in the UFO community. So I found it interesting. He does seem to be parroting a lot of the information that we already know, but he seems to believe that there is a cadence of events that will unfold. I'll play a little bit of this clip here, and then I'll launch into my diatribe of craziness. All right? Yes. Here we go. I'll play this.
And the Senate, specifically Senator Rounds and Senator Schumer went to the Senate floor after their bill basically got gutted, and they were not happy. And they gave a scripted colloquy on the Senate floor, like an 8-minute speech where they had written together. Each had parts.
Did you say colloquy?
And they basically said, we're not giving up on this. In the interest of transparency and accountability, we're going to push for, this UAP Disclosure Act in the future. And that's what they did. They came back, and after all this conversation, they said, no, we're going to double down. And they didn't trust the Arrow, the office inside the Pentagon that had been set up nominally to kind of investigate this stuff, but has basically been essentially doing a cover job, right? Which is what you would expect, right? And the Senate's not buying it. And so they're like, and the Arrow tried to basically kill this bill. Specifically, they went through and they tried to they gave the Defense Department the ability to kind of comment on the draft legislation. And actually just today came out like a version of the bill where they had the Pentagon was like, red line out all of references to technologies of unknown origin, biological materials, and then give the role that the Senate wanted to give to this independent review board. They wanted to give that role to AARO itself. So all the witnesses or powers, it's like, oh, you should just give it to this group inside the Pentagon to investigate the Pentagon, right? And so the Senate's not buying it, right? The Senate's doubling down on the definitions, and they specifically say that this legislation is necessary because credible evidence indicates that UAP records exist that have not been subject to mandatory declassification as a result of an overbroad interpretation of the Atomic Energy Act of 1954 and a misapplication of transnuclear foreign intelligence, which is inside the Atomic Energy Act. There's provisions to classify special nuclear materials and intelligence on foreign nuclear capabilities that we gather that are not subject to the same sorts of disclosure and declassification procedures. So that's basically been the argument, is that we've been compartmenting these programs, in that apparatus of secrecy since the Manhattan Project. So we're in this position now where coming into the summer, there's going to be some major things happening. So the objective essentially of the things that are going to happen the rest of this year is to get as close to the full package that's in the UAPDA passed, right? So that the next president will essentially preside over the nominations and then review the declassification and disclosure determinations of the review board. Only the president will have essentially the final veto, right, over those determinations. The review board has to provide like a UAP disclosure campaign plan.
I'll pause right there. It's a 6-minute clip. He goes on to say that the sequence of events will be the Lou Elizondo clip, or the book that will come out, that will then allow other people, at least give room for other people, notable people, to step forward and speak, people of note. He said there's other people at David Grush's level. David Grush, the whistleblower who spoke in front of Congress, who said a lot of salacious things regarding UAP when it comes to biological entities or non-human biologics. And he was on a Joe Rogan podcast. He says, this person here says that there are other people of, I guess, equal status within the government that will come forward to corroborate what Grush was saying. Now, whether or not they have any evidence is a whole other issue. If they're just going to talk, well, that's one thing. I guess that's something. But he did state that there will be another person of significance. He said if you pay attention to the news, if you're familiar with the news, you will recognize this person and their name, and they're going to come forward to talk.
I know who it's going to be.
You know who it's going to be? Who do you think it's going to be?
I do know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
Me, Hulk Hogan.
He's waiting for that.
Hulk Hogan's going to be stepping forward to say that he has the information on the UFO.
I'd love to see him call another news press conference. Call a press conference. And he steps up to the mic and just starts talking about UFO.
That'd be great. At least he answers questions, unlike some presidential candidates I know. But we'll get to that. What is absent out of all the UAP talk is alien abductions. They do not talk about this. It is something that government, they'll talk about nuts and bolts crafts and crashes and dead alien bodies. They do not talk about alien abductions, something that has been going on for as long as there have been UFO reports. But in modern day, really, one of the first ones that took place was, I think, back in the 1920s, maybe early 1900s. And I've just been reading a lot about it. I'll put a link to the blog article in the podcast description. So if you guys want to read through this very documented series of blog articles concerning alien abductions, do it, because I'm going to try to give an overview, a synopsis of these blog articles and in regards to UFOs and abductions, and I'll throw in my own thoughts as we go along here. So when it comes to UFO abductions, there are a couple different sequences in which it typically happens. But a typical sequence of a UFO abduction is that the person, the UFO witness, experiences strange environmental effects like unnatural silence, and then that person is debilitated in some way, either paralyzed or knocked unconscious. Their conscious is impaired in some way. After this, they are captured or abducted. Often, a beam of light is perceived to draw or float them up into a vehicle. Then what follows is an examination. Then they're typically prepared. There's a general examination. There's scanning, samples taken with instruments. But for the most part, the abductions focus on reproductive matters, like the women's ovaries, men's sperm. That's just a general statement there. And then sometimes there is telepathic communication that follows. Typically, when there's telepathic communication, there's 5 topics of conversation that they'll convey with just a little bit. Like if you're an abductee and you're like, "Hey, what's going on here?" The entities will just give you just enough information to maybe satisfy your curiosity. So what's going on here? We're taking your sperm. What's going on here? We're taking your eggs. That's it. They're not saying why, but they're just giving you enough to shut you up.
Yeah. Mind your business.
So sometimes these entities will say these tasks are for beneficial reasons for you and humanity in general. Oftentimes, when there is a communication, they will warn humans against certain human behaviors or cultural trends. They'll warn you about the environment, the impending environmental collapse, and how humans are destroying Earth. And sometimes they will give humans some sort of prophecy, like in the year 2800, there will be a meteor that will destroy the entire planet. Occasionally, they'll do that.
With the wait that long?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. They will tell very often when they give some sort of message that the humans can take with them, it is typically very negative about humans. Like humans are awful. They're destroying the planet. And by the way, a meteor's coming to take you guys out. It's not often very hopeful in these UFO abduction scenarios. At least not when it comes to the guys with the big eyes. So one of the guys that did like some big time research on this is Thomas E. Bullard. He's a folklorist, and he has published a litany of analysis on this called UFO Abductions, the measure of a mystery. And he goes on to say when it comes to the abductees and humans, and so humans or monsters sometimes man the ship, but most occupants are humanoid with large heads, enormous eyes, tiny noses, small mouths, tiny ears, and gray, hairless skin. Most humanoids are shorter than average and may be either frail or robust. Well, that kind of spans the gamut.
Yeah, what else would they be?
Yeah. So the standard issue clothing is a one-piece uniform and usually fits tightly. So pretty typical. If you listen to the Humanoid Encounters segment that I put up as a best of, oftentimes it is seen as a diving suit, like a body glove suit, some sort of tight-fitting clothing. But I'm going to make a distinction between some of the humanoids that we talked about in the best of clip and what's going on here, because there is a difference. And I think this is part of the problem with UFO disclosure. There's a difference between some of these goofballs doing all the nonsense up in the sky. So this guy,
goofballs.
Yeah, I mean, people abducting people. It's silly. Taking people's sperm, ridiculous. So continue on here. Like in an abduction scenario, typically there is one being that acts as a leader or liaison officer attending to the witnesses while he or she is in custody. The leader seems to have limited authority, or else the alien society is highly democratic. The larger the crew, the more likely each being to specialize in one task. So it looks like, this is a general statement, that these humanoids are generally polite and courteous in their manner and speech, but their friendliness cloaks a coldness and indifference towards the feeling of the witness, because there are often times where like someone will wake up and have a memory of this humanoid standing over them with a very large instrument, probably some sort of like needle, and they say, "What are you doing? What are you going to do?" And it's like, "Oh, we're going to make sure that you are healthy." And then they jab the needle into their stomach, causing extreme amounts of pain. and the person screams out in agony because they were just stabbed with something. So they were truthful, but they didn't care if they were going to cause crazy amounts of pain by stabbing you in the stomach. So
that's not cool.
With these abductions and humans' interactions with these humanoids, one of the things that is another, I guess, persistent quality is evasiveness. Is that these entities, they don't like to be too open with what they're doing. They may have to keep in mind. So let's see here. So the answers given to questions and explanations offered are deceitful rather than informative, and beings will reveal as little about themselves as possible. So they're very evasive, kind of like a typical politician. They don't want to be nailed down to any one policy statement because they'll just come back to bite them in the ass later.
That's right. Someone's going to be remembering that and come back.
You don't need to know too much.
No more questions.
So there are some other weird things about abduction. So oftentimes abductees have reported sightings of owls, deer, and other animals outside their homes that were revealed through regressive hypnotic regression to be the humanoids themselves. In many cases, it seems that the images of the animals had been projected into the minds of the victims as screen memories to mask the real alien kidnappers. It's the way that they just kind of, it's like a deep fake technology for the mind. Is like they just put some over you, like, oh, I was just abducted, but by a deer? It doesn't make any sense. And
do they take the form of a something familiar to allow them to observe more closely, and then only reveal themselves after they've broken out the probulator?
That is one thing in the UFO community. It does seem as though we don't know if they take the form, but they might disguise themselves as owls. Owls, short, big eyes, and a grayish white color. They can be
gray skin.
Yeah, yes. Gray skin, green skin, and so that is a fairly common thing. Is that
what you're saying is any owls you see outside are probably actually aliens waiting to probe you?
Yeah, you just take them down, take them out.
Start shooting.
Yeah, I ask questions
Shoot first,
later.
ask questions later. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, the more we go into it, it seems like these abductions, they're not for your benefit. It's for their benefit.
No.
You're not getting much out of this.
Just a headache and a throbbing anus.
What are you going to get? A book and maybe some speaking tour? Is it really worth it in the end? I don't think that it is. So several purposes for abductions were provided in early hypnotic regression sessions, including for knowledge of monitoring and to install self-destructive encoding.
Oh, damn. I thought they were going to install like a Star Trek style self-destruct mechanism.
So they determined such potential, the abductors determined potential threats via image oral reading.
What?
So everyone has an aura, and so they can
oral.
They can determine someone's intentions, their personality, if they're going to be a long-term threat based upon someone's aura. And so their image oral reading allows them to understand a person's intentions. And it also says here that after abductions and continued abductions, like humans can then, I don't know, they will. Maybe it's those abductions or some process during the abduction is a catalyst for inhibiting the thyroid. Many abductees suffer autoimmune disorders.
Long COVID?
I don't know if COVID's on the list. And
COVID.
This is one thing.
COVID.
This is one question that I've had since COVID. Has UFO abductions decreased or increased since COVID? I can't get an answer on this, and maybe I'll write this person because it's a piece of data that needs to be really gleaned at this point.
Well, and to your point, which is an interesting data point, I like that concept. If they have they decreased to people who simply had COVID or not? Or people who have had 27 boosters.
Yeah, that is the question right there.
Yes,
it is. That is the question.
Maybe even Bleep Bloop doesn't want to deal with that stuff.
Because if they are truly trying to take our reproductive ability through semen and eggs, and if some of the stories about the vaccines are true, that they are reproductive, they inhibit reproductive ability in certain people, then
you're damaged goods, pal.
Yeah, you're done. You're not needed anymore.
Or maybe you're safe from all abductions.
Possibly it is basically an alien condom. An alien abduction condom.
Abduction condom.
Yeah.
There's your show, Art. Figure that one out.
So let's get to some of the nature and motives of some of these abductions. So a lot of these entities are service to self. These alien abductors, these include the Greys, the Reptilians, the Nordics, and they're classified as the service to self, focused on their self-interest rather than yours. They're not here to help you. They are contrasted with the service to other beings who do not abduct, but may engage in voluntary contact. So the alien agenda, the abductors are described as having pragmatic goals, such as scientific experimentation, genetic engineering, and control over humans. They may manipulate thoughts, emotions, and memories, often causing physical and emotional trauma. So you might be saying, like, oh my God, Mike.
Oh my God, Mike.
They could get me at any time.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do to stave off this abduction? How can I repel? Well, that's a new thing that is not in this list because it's unproven if it does work. But is there any sort of resistance that one can assert to get out of an abduction? Well, through this, there are some suggestions. So mental struggle is one of them. A focused mental effort may break paralysis or control during an abduction attempt. So you've got to be strong-willed. So you've got to make sure when you're rolling your attributes, you got to roll high mental affinity.
Not constitution?
It just says mental ability, mental focus. So I mean,
that'd be wisdom.
Yeah, you're going to want to have a high wisdom, probably something over 15. It'll help with your saving throws versus mental paralysis.
I thought saving throws were based on dexterity.
Only for dodging something physical. When it comes to a psionic attack, which this is, you're going to use your mental and your mental endurance to combat that.
So the aliens don't want you if you're too smart.
Yeah, you're probably not as malleable. But you also can use a physical struggle. You can use physical force to resist the abductors before paralysis sets in, which I've read some stories of this, that I think as of recently as 2008, there was a Ukrainian man that was abducted. He just so happened to be badass at jiu-jitsu, and he took down a couple of these buggers.
Last time they tried to abduct that guy.
He took down a couple of these little guys, put them in some chokeholds, maybe like the Boston Crab, and before they gassed him. He took down a few, and then they gassed him, and he started heaving and vomiting, and then he was incapacitated after that. But he did take down a few of them, and that was nice.
He made them regret it.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. There he is. He's fighting. You also can use.
Was that Kirk fighting?
No, that was not. It's from my favorite movie, If Looks Could Kill, starring Richard Grieco.
Oh, that scene where Richard Grieco was almost abducted by aliens, but he successfully fought them off.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You can also use righteous anger. So channeling controlled anger to assert one's right and reject intrusion. So just get mad, people. As Razor's Machine said, anger is a gift. So you got to use it. You got to throw down. Because a lot of people in this situation, they're scared. And whether or not they are so scared to the point of paralysis or that just is amplified because of the psionic attack of paralysis, you got to get angry. You got to get angry. You got to fight. You got to get mad, goddammit. You also can use some metaphysical methods, although according to this author, they're not as successful. So utilizing meditation, visualization, or other practices to create a protective barrier. So we're talking about prayer like things like prayer, maybe even using the Lord's name, Jesus Christ, if you are a believer. There are many instances in which the name Jesus Christ is spoken in the Lord's Prayer said aloud, that some of these things, some of these events that are happening to you just go away. It vanishes. It's almost like a veil is lifted off of your mind's eye, and you're just back to where you were, back on this earth. So those are just some little things going on there. Now, there are alien implants to talk about for monitoring and control. The implants are believed to monitor not only your thoughts and emotion and actions, but they have the ability to influence your emotions and actions as well. They reportedly can have these implants are basically a mind-body interface. It's almost like it sits in between the actions you take and what you think about, and it just kind of picks it up. They're basically hacking. A man-in-the-middle attack is what they're doing with these alien implants. And now there are a couple different types of abductions. Now, this is where it gets kind of goofy, because people oftentimes will say, I was lifted up into, I was carried out a window, I was floated out a window up into a UFO, or like sometimes people say, well, these alien entities were around my bed. They grabbed me out of a bed, and then we phased through a wall, like they were intangible, and they just went through a wall. So there are these types of abductions. There's the physical abduction, which involves the physical removal of your body to a different location, often a spacecraft, sometimes in an underground environment. Then there's the more etheric abductions, which is the soul or consciousness of the abductee that is extracted and transported to a different realm. And I've talked about that. It's like sometimes it does feel like your soul is being sucked out of your body. It's like you're being astrally grabbed out of your body and lifted up to this craft, typically for the exchange of information. Then there's the virtual reality simulations. These abductees experience scenarios created by aliens which may not involve actual physical movement, but are perceived to be real. These simulations can manipulate perceptions and create illusions tailored for the abductee's mind. And this seems to be something that is very consistent. Like they, not only can they put a mask on your mind to make you think that you're seeing an owl or a deer when it's really them, but they can basically put you in a Star Trek holodeck where you think you're experiencing something real, or maybe just a different level of this simulation we're on, but it's really not. You really haven't left the confines of your home. And then there is telepathic contact and triggering, and then there are human abductions, which are the MILABs, the military abductions conducted by humans in the military or governmental entities, sometimes possibly in collaboration with alien beings, but oftentimes these are humans that are abducting you to find out why you were abducted by aliens. So they're faking it until they make it. It's like, oh, we know Mike was just abducted yesterday, so we'll get him tonight. Figure out what they did to him.
Let's go abduct him again and see what happens.
Yeah, see what kind of information you got. And
didn't we have stories about this with the military was doing this to people?
Yes, I have a whole book.
Some of the abductions were military pretending, I guess, to be extraterrestrial.
There's a couple different operations. Sometimes they dress up like aliens, kind of like a fake it until they make it situation. Like they don't maybe ultimately really know what the aliens are doing, but they're acting as though they are them and hoping to maybe get some information out of that. And then sometimes they'll just abduct you, take you to a room, and they'll sit you down and say, what were you told by the aliens? What exactly are they doing? Basically, an interrogation. And a lot of these MyLab operators they do have some sort of mind wipe ability, but it's unclear. And then sometimes, and with this, sometimes when you're abducted, you have a clone to replace you. And this clone is either flesh and blood or robotic. These clones may be created to replace an individual, often for purposes of control or manipulation. These entities appear human, but are biologically engineered and controlled by advanced technologies. And I read the story about a person from South America who was abducted and was, I think, taken to a room and was allowed to watch his clone pod person live his life for almost a day. And they were bumbling around. They didn't know anything. They didn't know how to get on a bus. They didn't know what a suitcase was. And so these biological clone replacements, they look like you, they sound like you, but they know nothing of your routines, and they don't know how to interact with people in a manner consistent with your personality. So they're just dumps. They're dummies.
Aren't very good clones then.
No, I would say, half-assed. It's just good enough. Like, they don't have to last long. Just like everything that's going on with this world, nothing has to be good enough. It just has to be good enough for that moment until something else happens. That's it. And then people move on with their lives.
By the way, that was a subplot in the last Starfighter film when the main character had to, I guess, call it a semi-abduction to an alien planet. They left a robotic, I guess partially biologic robotic facsimile in his place. And
it wasn't that good, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Though eventually it got better, if you recall.
That's when the aliens arrived.
No, they were there before that. Because remember that by the end, the facsimile, the replacement, I can't remember what it was called. It had a name in the film. Was making out with the guy's girlfriend and all sorts of stuff, and it fooled everybody.
Yeah. Forgot it. Yeah, Lost Starfighter. Good movie. I'm surprised they haven't remade that one yet.
I think they've tried a few times, but highly recommend anyone who's not seen it. 1983, I think. Well worth it.
It was a pigman.
So my final statement on this is that I believe that there's 3 levels here. There is the below ground, there's the middle ground, which is where we are, and then there's the above. I think that there have been highly technological Earth dwellers for a long time, but they are mostly concerned about the environment and the Earth itself. So they'll collect samples. They'll occasionally pop up. They're typically shorter, stockier. They look like traditional dwarves, sometimes elves, and they do have technology. They don't want to be seen. They typically do not interact with humans, and for the most part, they do not care about performing abductions. Occasionally, the Earth dwellers will help out a human. They'll take them to some sort of underground facility, treat that person to get rid of ailments or addictions or some kind of problem like that. But they do not interact with mankind very often. Then you got us. We're kind of like caught in the middle here. We are like the white in the Oreo. We don't know what's going on around us.
Jeez.
You know? And
that's your best analogy.
That's all I got. And then you got the layer above, which I think Lou Elizondo could be correct, which is the foot soldiers are interdimensional biological demon robots, and they are the foot soldiers of. It looks like the hierarchical levels, the taller grays, and then you got the insectoids and the reptilians. And they need our DNA. They have to have it. And it appears that they may be making a hybrid army as your replacement. Because you're obviously going to destroy Earth, and they're probably in the process of terraforming it right now because they want Earth to be as conducive as possible for their eventual takeover. So there we go.
That's people. A bummer.
It is a bit of a downer because we are technologically, from everything we know, we don't have the ability really to fight back. Now, the good news is, I believe the Earth dwellers do have drones, and they want to protect Earth. And so their mission is to ensure that Earth kind of stays where it's at. So they have drones, and that they will oftentimes, by accident or just by proxy, will combat some of the top layer on our behalf. They'll combat them by using their drone technology. And I think some of that is what we're seeing at Skinwalker Ranch, is that they are triggering on accident, sometimes on purpose by firing rockets, a drone response. And these drones come out, they'll take a look around. It's like, there's no baddies out here, so we're just going to go back in the mountain and wait. And I think a lot of that stuff is what's going on here. And the situation is so complex. That's why the government can't even talk about this. They can't say what I just said. It's impossible for people to wrap their mind around. People might understand if there is one alien race from a star system or two over. They could probably wrap their minds around that. When it comes to biological demon robots from another dimension, and by the way, the Earth has dwarves that live inside of it, and they have their own drone technology. That's just bizarre. It sounds like science fiction. But
yeah, are those dwarves paying taxes? Because I think they're just
no, they're freeloaders.
Yeah, what the hell? Living off the land, not paying anything?
They're freeloaders. They are. They're freeloaders. Well,
now, question for you: How do the dwarves or the lower? I can't remember what you called them, but the
Earth dwellers.
The Earth dwellers. How do they relate to, say, something like ultra-terrestrials that have been here for tens of thousands of years and also tend to live under the ocean to stay out of our way?
So, two different things. I believe that the ultra-terrestrials, we'll classify the ultra-terrestrials and the Earth dwellers as very similar. They're along the same lines. Now, the bases on the ocean or in the ocean, I believe they're there for the baddies. They're there to manufacture ships and drones for the baddies as reconnaissance and just like small abduction vehicles.
Convenient abduction vehicles.
Yeah. But we want to move on to some politics.
I suppose so. I don't have anything. That's
right.
Joe's problem. But,
Yeah.
I guess we can go digging through Joe's pile.
I got some stuff.
Joe's been throwing all sorts of stuff in here. I don't know if we want to go digging through it or not.
Well, for anybody who didn't know, Kamala Harris announced her VP pick, and that's Walz, W-A-L-Z. And
looks like the Lebowski guy.
They did. They put out the talking points. They have a couple different talking points out there for people. One is that Republicans are weird. That's their first talking point. They'll just call people weird. I thought it was cool to be weird. Like back in the 90s, it was kind of cool to be weird. I still think it is. Like,
what about all those towns? Keep Austin weird. Keep Portland weird.
I thought it was cool to be weird. I guess according to the Democrats, it's not cool to be weird anymore. I classify myself as weird. And
I'm not sure, honestly, that this whole talking point of calling people weird, does it having the effect? I mean, is anyone bothered by this?
It's meant to, I guess, trigger like hardcore right-wing people that don't want to be called weird. But I don't know a lot of those people. Like, I'm not upset, but I like being called weird. I was called weird my entire life. So it's like nothing new to me. I mean, I just got done talking about UFO abductions. Come on, people.
Yeah, and your nickname's Crypto.
Yeah. But they have a new talking point. Beyond weird, they have this one. This is a new talking point. Thank you, PMC, for throwing this at me.
Kamala Harris picks Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as running mate.
What does Walz bring to this?
He's cuddly.
Cuddly.
Cuddly?
I think she went for maybe a little more of a cuddly choice.
It tells more about like, the texture of the man. He seems to almost have a twinkle in his eye. Tim Walz is the opposite of weird.
Tim Walz beats America.
He sounds like, a football coach.
He's a hunter
That you could visit with at the hardware store.
In a dictionary, if you had weird and anti-weird, you'd have Tim Walz's picture there.
I bet knows how to make a good hot dish casserole. He's very down to earth.
It's his authenticity.
Authentic communicator. The word joy came up a lot. He's joyful.
He seems happy.
A happy-go-lucky warrior.
And he's happy and a happy warrior.
The joyful warrior. He is one happy warrior.
A happy warrior.
The happy warrior.
Nice guy.
Good guy.
A very nice person.
Reliable.
Definitely affable.
He is an extremely affable individual.
Very affable, plain-speaking way, a folksy vibe. This folksy idea.
Terrific vibe.
Vibes election. Kind of a folksy guy.
The idea that Tim Walz is some lefty is just not true.
I don't think either of them are Bernie Sanders progressive. A rather safe pick. I think a safe pick.
The safe choice. This is a do no harm pick. Do no harm.
He's just more of a vanilla pick. It's a younger version of Joe Biden.
We got Brett Summer. We've got coconut tree memes.
There's joy in the Democratic Party right now. Those outside of Pittsburgh loves Tim Walz. So talk about Walz.
Yes.
A lot of different talking points in there. He's cuddly.
Wow, they just kept repeating the same things over and over.
He's folksy. He's safe.
He's a happy warrior.
A happy warrior.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
So there is our possible future VP candidate.
Do you think they send that out in the same email they send out, like, here's the announcement, here's his bio, and here's, like, the words you can use to describe him?
Yes, he's cuddly, he's folksy, absolutely. And they call the Republicans weird over and over again. Call him weird.
He's the opposite of weird, Mike. If you look him up in the dictionary, look up opposite of weird, because that's a dictionary's work. It's a picture of Jeff Lebowski.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Well,
that's some dumb shit.
They made the announcement, and the internet went crazy. It seems like the Democrats are in full support of Kamala and Walz, and they're out there. They're on the campaign trail. They're giving speeches, and for the average person, it's like, wow, you know what? I'm like people who don't pay attention to politics too much. You might want to know a little bit more about your candidate, and there's no better place to go to get information than the World Wide Web. And that's why you can go to KamalaHarris.com to get all the information that you need about this candidate. And if you go there, you go to KamalaHarris.com and you can donate $25, $47, because 47 president, or $100 or any other amount you choose. And they have her on a picture with Walz. And then there's an email list. I'm trying to find some information about her policies.
I was going to say, do they have a detailed information about her policies and platform?
They do not, Gretchen. They got nothing. I can't find out what she stands for. I just don't. I'm trying to find some information, but nothing's happening.
Are there people frantically writing that as we speak to try to get a coherent platform together? Because I think the only thing we've heard is she's not Trump.
We've heard that over and over again. So it does say here, when it comes to Walz, they share a commitment to working families. Their shared commitment to working family draws a complete contrast to Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Instead of making life better for working families or focusing on our future, Trump and Vance are committed to their extreme and dangerous Project 2025 agenda that will roll back America's rights and freedoms, hurt the middle class, and threaten our democracy. Okay, but
this is the same Project 2025 that was not written by Trump, came from the Heritage Foundation, and was written years ago.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that's the same exact one, but that's what they're against. I don't know what they're for because there's no policies on here.
Are you against it or are you for it?
I don't know. And the FAQ has a lot of it doesn't have a lot of answers when it comes to the things that I want to know about. I want to know about their border policy. I want to know about how they're going to fight inflation. I want to know their long-term goals in Ukraine. What are their goals for trade with China? What about the alliance that we had agreed to under Biden with Japan and South Korea? Will Kamala maintain that?
I'd like to know their stance on climate change.
Climate change. Well, we know their stance, but have it written down in paper. Like, well, are they for carbon credit or carbon credits, carbon taxes? What kind of carbon are we going to be exchanging here?
Delicious carbon.
Yeah. We this is about all we can get out of her.
You know, we have to stay woke.
We have to stay woke.
What's that mean?
You know, we have to stay woke.
That's what she says. Here is the full clip of her saying this. Maybe the full clip will explain exactly what she meant.
Yeah, that'll help. Do that one.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we have to stay woke.
Well, I don't know about you, Mike. She's convinced me.
I think things are pretty clear at this point about what she means and
that was pretty unequivocal. I mean, I think if you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you.
So not a lot of information, and it's the same strategy as the last time, which is they are not Trump, and it worked last time for Biden. He got into the office, and they're hoping that it will work again the second time. The second time, that's right. They're going to use they are not Trump, and hopefully that is just enough to get them into office. Now, the Democrats have already online, especially places like the hellhole that is Reddit. They're already acting as though Kamala has this pretty much wrapped up, and that Trump is unhinged, and that people need to sit him down and talk to him and tell him to bow out, and it's over for Trump at this point.
It's so over. He should just quit today.
Yes, they are saying that he needs to quit. And because this is over, there's no way he can do it.
Maybe I should just quit and shut the show down.
Maybe.
Yep. I'm going to do you have the I'm going to quit today?
Yeah.
But I'll quit today.
That one. That's what they want from Trump.
They do. They would really appreciate if he would just
They'd
quit.
like him to come out, call a press conference, and just quit.
But I don't think it's going to happen. Trump does appear to have a lot of energy left in him. And what is really crazy is that Kamala Harris has yet to give a press conference and field any questions from reporters.
Of course not.
As inane and softball as they may be, you would imagine this is prime time. You would imagine, hey, I'm finally the presidential candidate. I'm going to get out there, finally step out of Joe Biden's shadow and start talking to the people, answering questions. She has yet to do that. I haven't seen that. If people can show me video of that, I would love to see that. I haven't seen it. Trump will do like hours of press conferences if he can, but he's just not doing it. But she's not even entertaining that idea. I doubt she might do one or two before if there's a debate. If
if the outcry becomes enough, she will definitely do. She and Walls will probably do one.
No,
together.
He will do a press conference. She will not.
Well, what I was going to say was even if they do together, whatever, it'll be very tightly managed. It'll be all the questions in advance. It'll be pretty well scripted. Lots of questions come up, and then the response of, well, thank you for asking that question, because they already have an answer prepared. And
yeah, we have a ton of questions that she needs to answer.
What is your problem? What kind of dog is that? What the hell's your problem? Why don't you take it? You haven't. Why don't you take it into your body? What the hell am I doing? What a disgusting person. So what are you going to do? What planet did I wake up in? What the hell is this? What are you, gay?
Yeah, all those questions need to be answered.
I like what kind of dog is that?
Yeah, that is pretty classic.
What gender are you?
That would be actually relevant today.
Very sign of the times there, Alex.
What's that idiot's name?
Yeah, that's a good one too. Walls. It's Walls. The VP's Walls, yeah.
What the hell's that smell?
That's either Kamala or Walls, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, well, it's...
Where's Mom? Is she here?
Yeah.
What the F is going on? And what time is it?
Yeah, what time is it? Hammer time. You know what time it is. Come on. Stop playing around.
Where's Tim? Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie?
But Mom, where's Mom?
Oh, yeah, where is Mom? Hold on, we're going to find her.
Mom, is she here?
Yeah, she's not here.
I think they should ask somebody should ask those questions.
By the way, where's Mom?
I doubt she could even answer those, truthfully. She doesn't know where Mom is. No one knows.
Jackie knows, but she's not here either.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
So not to be outdone when it comes to just insane things going on, we'll go over there and the other presidential candidate that is running, Trump. There's actually two. There's Trump and RFK.
Yeah, RFK's out there trying to teach bears how to ride bikes.
Yeah, and it's working. He's starting his own circus.
Apparently.
So I got to play this for people because this is just audio gold. This is what this show lives for. This is what politics is all about, people, is this clip I'm about ready to play.
All right.
And I'm going to bring this up on screen here so we all can enjoy this together. And here it is. Trump tells Iowa voters he's just not into golden showers.
You going?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to press that. So he actually said this. He said he's not into golden showers.
Huh.
I gotta put this in the dot archive because they blocked me. The Daily Beast. Fuck the Daily Beast. God damn it. The Daily Beast. Come on. Because there is a clip of Trump playing or telling people what he likes and doesn't like. I'm just trying to get this. I should have clipped it. I got the ISO version. I need the full clip for context. For some reason, the Daily Beast is really giving me a hard time.
I can try to.
Here we go. I got it right here. I'm just gonna play it. Here we go.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know?
Wait, is this the Russian hooker story?
As they say they called it. He's not. I don't like that idea. No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, no.
He said,
is he doing stand-up?
I guess so. I'll play it again. He says golden showers.
He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know? He's not into golden showers, as they say they called it. He's not.
It's crazy.
I don't like that idea.
Well, to be fair,
No,
he said...
I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night.
He's relaying, apparently, a comment from Melania.
Yeah.
Saying he's not into golden showers. You said that he said, I don't like golden showers.
Well, he's okay. So I paraphrased it.
I know. It would have been better if we had him saying that, but...
I'm all riled up.
So unfortunately, you've got him saying he's not into golden showers.
Yeah. But it's just bizarre that a person who's campaigning for president decides to whip out that story.
Well, yeah, it sounds like he was in front of a friendly audience and he was relaying the traditional media talking points from, I think, it's the Iowa crowd. The story was what he paid hookers to pee on the bed that Obama slept in or something?
Yes, that was like, so Obama was in a hotel room in Russia and he hired hookers to pee on him that then I would imagine would dribble off onto the bed.
But we don't know.
I think the initial story was to pee on the bed and then it became golden showers from there. It's all made up anyway.
And it only makes common sense.
So the golden shower was made up, the J.D. Vance having sex intercourse. Making love to a couch is also made up.
Making sweet, tender
so,
love
I mean, this is
to a sofa.
Par for the course.
That's why they call it a love seat. Right?
So, according to the Daily Beast, the claim was one of the most incendiary of the 2016 dossier by former British spy Christopher Steele, a document that alleged
the Steele dossier
that alleged Trump campaign colluded with Russia to win the 2016 election.
Mm-hmm.
It claimed that Trump, during 2013 stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow, hired sex workers to perform a golden shower on him. All right.
The golden shower.
Lindsey Graham knows all about it.
Yeah, he's an expert. Perform a golden shower show on the hotel bed to defile it, as he had heard that the Obamas had stayed in the same bed. But Trump said on Saturday that it didn't take much to disprove that claim to his wife. So yeah. But they continued. It didn't matter. It was out there, and I mean that's part of the campaigning. Is you throw out all this mud and piss, and that one really caught piss fire on the internet. People loved it.
Piss, especially that guy.
Yeah,
the Tourette's guy really likes that story.
Yep. And then just to kind of transport us over to England. Let's go over to England for a little bit, Cratchit. You've been to England? When were you in England?
I made work pay for it. 2006.
Really? How long were you there for?
A couple of weeks.
Couple weeks, eh?
2? Was in the 2, maybe 4. I was in the tiny little town of Loughborough.
How far away is that from Bonnybridge?
Isn't Bonnybridge the town in Scotland that has the most UFO sightings?
That's correct.
In the world ever, for all time, from now until the end of time?
Yep. You don't even know how close you were to absolute death, probably.
There are UFOs around every tree, all disguised as owls.
Yeah. Well, over there in England.
Question, Loughborough's down in central England, like northern England, I guess. Is that technically northern England? I don't know. It's a ways from Bonnybridge and Edinburgh and Scotland.
So you know what's going on over there in England?
Is the Olympics, right?
No, that's in Paris.
I'm not sure. What's going on in England over there? They're having their own Olympics.
There was a stabbing. So if we go to England, stabbing, so the news. So this is the most recent headlines here. So protests fueled by far right across UK in wake of stabbing attack in northwest England. So there was a stabbing attack by, I guess, the child of immigrants. And I believe this was at like some sort of Taylor Swift dance camp or something like that. Well, this sparked outrage. And
to be fair, I think you need to clarify he went and stabbed a bunch of like 3-year-olds.
Yeah, it was pretty horrific.
A week after 3 small girls.
I can play this clip as a backgrounder for the clip I'm about ready to play. So this comes from CNN. So keep that in mind, people. And so this is what is going on. Play the clip, please.
A week after 3 small girls were killed in a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in Southport near Liverpool in northwest England, far-right protests, anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim protests have continued to take place in cities across the UK. On Saturday, they took place in cities such as Bristol in the west of England, Hull in the northeast, Belfast in Northern Ireland, Liverpool, Manchester as well. There were scenes of violent clashes between far-right protesters and police, a number of whose officers were injured when they had things like bricks and bottles thrown at them. There were also violent scenes when anti-racist protesters and far-right protesters managed to get to one another. For the most part, they were kept apart by police officers. We also saw vehicles being set on fire. There were also reports of looting in some instances as well. Prime Minister Keir Starmer saying that the police had the government's full backing to try to keep the streets of Britain safe and to take full measures that were necessary against those that, in his words, were looking to sow hate. Now, these protests began in the wake of this stabbing that, as I say, left 3 girls killed, seriously injured 8 others, and left 2 adults in hospital. There was misinformation spread on social media, particularly X, that said that the perpetrator was a recent migrant and who was Muslim. As a result of this misinformation, the judge presiding the case took the unusual step of lifting reporting restrictions on the 17-year-old boy, who turns out to be born in Cardiff in Wales and whose parents came to the UK in the wake of the Rwandan genocide. They came from that country. Now, the 17-year-old boy, one Axel Rudakubana, has been remanded in custody. In other words, he's been kept in prison until his pre-trial hearing, which is expected to take place in October.
So without knowing too much, we don't know the reason for his stabbing. If it is being reported, I have not read it.
Nor will you ever.
So the reason probably isn't very good, and there's no justification for stabbing small kids. If he's crazy, he's crazy. If there's some sort of cultural thing, that could be an issue. It was originally reported that the person was an immigrant, but that's not the case. They are the son of immigrants from Rwanda, as we just heard. But there's something else going on there. It's not about the immigrants. It's about assimilation. It's about a whole host of issues. And if you are looking to share certain things, well, be careful, because they are after you in England, my friends. Here we go.
By Matthew Thompson now to talk through this. So, Matthew, the last point there is crucial, isn't it? Some people might be sharing simply to warn their friends, but it could be considered an offence because they're amplifying this.
Absolutely, and that's the key message, is that however you think you're acting innocently on social media, whatever platform it is, you're just sharing something for whatever reason, that could potentially be a criminal offence. And look, it's not an idle threat either, because the Crown Prosecution Service were keen to point out that they've made a number of charges in relation to stirring up of racial hatred online, one of which this morning was for distributing a recording that could, intending to stir up racial hatred. And so they are actually already bringing charges in relation to this sort of thing. So it's a very, very clear message based in the harsh reality, if you like, that if you do this kind of thing, you are potentially committing a criminal offence. There he said it. They've got teams of people scouring the internet looking for this sort of thing. And if you are in the business of sharing or retweeting, whatever platform it might be, potentially criminal material, well, then you could find yourself prosecuted.
Wow.
Yeah, don't share that information. You go to jail.
There you go, people. That's something else. Boy, you guys in England are up in it.
Well, they've got a lot of issues over there to work through.
They are up in it big time, people. Wow. Crazy times ahead. And not much to say about it. It's just so insane what's going on. But it's only going to get crazier. So, Gretchen, you want to throw it over to you? Oh, and by the way, did you hear the beginning of the show at all?
I did not.
So
what did I miss? Go back and play it again.
Okay. Well, how about I'll just state it. So on Saturday, I will not be here again.
Again?
I have a family wedding.
Would you tell them to get married on Sunday?
I tried to, but there's a family wedding. I'll not be here on Saturday. I'll be around Sunday. I know I don't want to change anybody's schedule. I'll be around on Sunday. So it's totally up to you. And Joe is sick.
He's dead.
He's basically sick. And COVID. But we don't, he's probably the Omicron, though.
It's called the Omicron.
So it's up to you guys. If you guys want to do a show on Sunday, I'm around. If not, then we will convene next Wednesday, and I'll put out another best of.
We'll wait to see what Joe says.
Yeah. So, up to you guys. But we will throw it over to you right now. Here we go.
Just don't call this number anymore.
We did have some comments in the chat asking if we would take some calls on a Wednesday, which we don't very often do.
You're right. We could.
But we could. I mean, I think we've got some time. We want to take a call or two to see if anyone wants to call in.
Yeah, people can call in right now. Take one or two calls. 614-388-9109. Or you can Skype directly in using our big, dumb mouth. That's right.
I'm going to open the phones up.
We'll take a few phone calls here. And then we'll get right over to Cretched. Because we need, after all the dark material we just covered, we need some uplifting, or at least... it's too much pressure. Not uplifting news, but goofier news.
Neutral
news. Here's a caller right here. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, it's me from beyond the grave.
Who's from beyond the grave?
It's the Queen.
You know, it's the Queen.
Oh, it's the
from
Queen.
Beyond the grave.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I forgot you died.
I did die.
Well, it was funnier before
now.
she died, but yeah.
It was a little funner before you died. Now it's just kind of a little morbid, but okay. What's going on?
Yeah, that's true.
What's going on in England?
Yeah, well,
you died and the whole country went to shit.
The whole country went to shit, mate. Whole thing.
Yeah.
Everything shut. We went to Brexit. We went out of Brexit. We're in the EU. Now we're out of the EU. I don't know what's going on. Topsy-turvy, man. All I want to say is I heard other couple people say that I wasn't beyond the grave, but I actually am from beyond the grave. So that's it. That's basically it. Did you hear about the Russians? They found some aliens, right, that supposedly be related to some sort of termite people. Buggins is what we call them here from beyond the grave. Buggins.
I didn't hear that Russian story. Queen, if you're in the Discord, please send me the Russian alien insect story. I'd love to read it.
Well, I'm pretty sure you probably do.
You're Queen. It sounds like you're going back to the ethereal realm. Your line's breaking.
That's right. I'm leaving the go. I gotta go. I want you to blow me up now.
Yeah.
Queen Beyond the Grave has shitty internet.
Yeah, it's not a good connection. Hey, it's tough when you're calling from the afterlife. Tough. I cut him a break. Her. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi.
Your phone's
this
bad.
Is Scarlett. I wasn't expecting to get through. Joe Tag.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's nice to talk to you too, Mike.
Jesus. Yeah.
Hi.
Very excited.
Hi, Crescent.
Hi, Scarlett.
Crescent, thank you. I'm glad you could show up today. We appreciate
I have a job,
that.
stuff to do.
Yeah, we have jobs.
Hey, babe, we all got a job.
I know.
You know what? We got to handle our responsibilities.
Yep.
Okay. So, I have, like y'all were talking about the owls and the aliens, and then we're talking about Kamala and her crazy ass.
Yeah.
Tell me which, what I should interject about. Because I'm going to try to be short and sweet so other people can call in, but I just think they're both kind of crazy. Because, like I said, I posted in the Discord and on the chat that Native Americans, when we see owls, we think that's a sign of somebody's dying.
Oh, really?
But, okay, see, now I'd already made the choice for you. Sorry. Now I'm going. It's off. So, when we see an owl, we go, oh, somebody's about to die. But what you were saying, like the aliens kidnap people, take their sperms, try to make babies, but they see an owl.
They can.
So it's kind of crazy.
Well,
it's kind of a crazy dichotomy there. It's like, okay, are we the Native American people will go, yeah, you don't want to see an owl. Where other people are like, oh, owl's so cute and pretty. Look at that. Oh, I got knocked up by an alien. Now I don't have a baby anymore.
Well, maybe the Native Americans had a good reason. Like, there is death around the corner. So whether it was just like a warning, like, stay away from them damn owls. Nothing good comes from it.
Yeah, exactly. But then there was the other thing that I wanted to say about Kamala, because I want to try to get both of my things in here.
Okay.
Have they do this thing where I can't remember which. Y'all always remember y'all are my number one podcast. We're going to talk about. I listen to a lot of podcasts because at work I work like 10, 12 hours, and sometimes I'm at a desk all day, or sometimes I'm crawling around a chemical refinery thing. And so I'm outside and I can't listen. So I'm like trying to gobble it back up. But I was listening to a podcast the other day and they had a sound cut of all of her laughs.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I even posted on there, I think Hillary Clinton taught her how to laugh. Y'all should do a side-by-side of her and Hillary laughing.
I will see if I can cut that together for the next show. Maybe she did teach her how to laugh because it's...
I think not laugh, a cackle. I guess I shouldn't say laugh. Laugh, it's a cackle.
It is a bit of a cackle. You're trying... either it's Tourette's. She has some sort of like involuntary...
Mm-hmm.
There is a medical condition where you overly laugh. She might have that. It could be a form of Tourette's. Or it could be a defensive strategy to avoid any sort of questions or statements.
Exactly. So that being said, if she has Tourette's, is she really going to be a good president who's going to be able to negotiate with other nations?
Probably not. I don't think she's a dumb person. And hopefully she won't laugh in negotiations with China. But she might.
Well, what offends me is because, look, we're educated. We do our research and everything. But she's trying to act dumb to gain these certain minority votes. And how is that going to go over? Oh, yay, our first black woman president that talks ghetto and goes out to her public speaking, doing rap music. I mean, who's going to respect that? Versus Trump going out to hit, okay, maybe it's boring, it's not cool hit music, but it's kind of a blanket. Most people will like that and appreciate it.
She's going for the young vote. She's going for the basically like the young vote who are undecided at this point, and so she does have youth on her side. And people don't know much about her. So when it comes to she has a lot of items in her favor. No one knows anything about her. She laughs a lot. She smiles, and she doesn't say anything immediately offensive to the younger generation. So she's winning there.
Who does that remind you of? The first black president, maybe?
Obama? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Not a lot of people knew a lot of things about Obama, and Obama didn't even know what policies he had. Obama didn't even really know what policies he really wanted to enforce until he got into the presidency. So I will say, Obama did answer questions when asked, though. He did answer questions.
Yeah, she is. I'm like, I don't know how any adult can take her seriously when y'all can look it up. I mean, there's different podcasts where they're comparing her answers to questions versus Trump.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's like, well, we don't like either one. We don't, look, people, we don't have a choice. You have to pick, and I hate saying it. See, I'm not even a political person, but at this time, I have to be alert and kind of start paying attention and like, what am I going to do about this? Because I have children and I have a grandson. And most of us do have children and grandchildren. And these things that they put into policy now, they can affect people for like 10 years.
Oh, of course.
They could be like 10 years down the line. And so you have to be knowledgeable about it. It's not fun. It's, but, I just worry about people being duped by how cool she is. Not knowing, Trump, he's just an arrogant narcissist. Trump is a nationalist. I got into a conversation with a guy at work today, and he's from China. He's Chinese. And I actually took over his old cubicle, and there's a Trump sticker there. I said, hey, Gary, did you put that there? He said, no, I don't care either way. So he's still working on trying to become, legal. Says, I can't vote. He goes, and then we had to do our quiet voice because we're at work and everything.
Well, we got to jump here. We got to move on here real quick. Okay.
I'm sorry, but I just wanted to get that in about people. Please be wise about your decision. I know most of us that listen to this, we don't like her, but you need to tell your friends.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, we'll talk about it until the election and then continue on after that. So, hey, thank you for your call. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you, Mike, for everything.
All right, Gretchen, you ready?
Yep.
All right.
I am tired.
I'm not tired.
Did you have some coffee?
That's a lot. No, I did not get to make my coffee tonight because I came flying in the door and came right in the studio and turned on shit and jumped on the show.
Well, we appreciate it. Everyone appreciates it.
Let's see.
JD
Start
Vance
with this
is having
one.
sex with a couch.
This is a classic. It's a video. You can play it as long as you want.
Oh.
Credit to Tone the Bone for this one. He posted this a couple of days ago, and I flagged it because it's funny.
Okay. I like funny things.
And
laugh.
It plays into our clip earlier of AJ doing lots of voices.
Oh, fantastic.
Hello, Americans. As you have heard, we are testing you with Q-tip with anal swab. Your diplomats do not like it, but Biden says it will happen. So now it comes to America because you do whatever communist China say. So, let me get it. Now I was keeping it warm for you. Now I put it inside your boob.
Wow.
That wasn't so
This is
hard.
so people listening at home, this is an animated Chinese dragon with the Alex Jones voice, and they're bringing up like news article clippings about anal swabbing and then diagrams of anal COVID swabbing. It's quite intense.
It goes on for like 5 minutes.
It's quite intense.
Pretty good, huh?
It's not bad.
It amused me when I saw it float by the other day, and you were talking earlier about how many different voices he was doing. So
yeah, it's crazy that he's doing this.
Really, this is a family show.
It is a family show. I don't know why I'd be doing this for a family show, but I mean, there is an animated dragon, and kids like animation, so
that's right. Here's a cartoon dragon
talking about anal swabbing.
Do you understand that?
If you recall, that was an actual thing, and at one point there was a comment from the Biden administration saying that if diplomatic staff in China were required to do that, they were going to do it.
Yeah.
So.
I have to do it.
Mm-hmm. You do have to do it.
Yeah. It's not even required anymore, and I have to do it.
Yeah. I just like it.
Man, we should ask Joe, is that how you did your COVID test through anal swabbing?
Jesus.
He's the one who showed the test. I mean, I just assumed that COVID's done, but I guess it's coming back in a big way.
Well, if you're testing for it. But.
Yeah. It's coming back in a big way, people.
COVID.
All right, Chris, let's see what else you got over there.
All right.
You know, we have to stay woke.
We do. And here's a good way to do it with this fun event at a bar in Dallas.
A Dallas bar. This is a Joe piece of news here.
Well, Joe's in San Antonio.
He's close. He's closer to Dallas than we are.
True. He's closer, but he's not the wokerest.
No, he's not. We are the wokest of them all.
You're the wokest of the mall?
Them all.
Why is the mall wokest?
Well, let's find out here in this from the Dallas Observer. Get off to the races. The Whippersnappers weekly dildo races create good vibes.
That's a huge piece of news.
I don't know what I just read.
Yeah, you're going to want to read that again because what you just read is actually what's happening.
Off to the races. The Whippersnappers weekly dildo races create good vibes.
That's good news.
Yep.
What I'm looking at here, this looks like some sort of like a Matchbox Derby kind of thing.
Pinewood Derby.
Pinewood Derby kind of race, but change out the little cars for dildos.
Okay.
That's exactly what's happening.
Okay, I like this.
Do you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I wouldn't participate, but I would watch. The Whippersnappers.
Can we bet on it? That's what I want to do.
That's what I'm throw down some real money on this. The Whippersnapper in Knox Henderson is known for unique and irreverent one-off events such as the Barbie Land and Willy Wonka pop-ups and 90s themes parties. The bar's weekly dildo races, however, it might have an unlikely long-standing tradition on its hands. Yes, you read that correctly. Every Thursday, the Whippersnappers invites customers to race dildos, vibrators, to be more specific. The contestants choose from the bar's in-house selection of dildos. I bring my own. I got my own custom dildo I'm going to use for racing. I got a racing dildo.
You got a ringer.
The house selection comes in a wide variety of vibrant prints ranging from rose to alien, and they pick the intensity setting that they think will be the most effective.
Do they put new batteries in, or are these used batteries?
Good question. Good question. Or is there one like a rechargeable lithium-ion battery in there?
Yeah, got
that
more
could
power
degrade over time. Could degrade over time, preventing the power that you demand for this race.
Now, I've been training my own vibrator to be part of this event. I name him Little Yeri Seinfeld.
Oh wow!
Okay.
So we'll see how he does in this.
Sounds like
battle.
quite a contender to me. They then place the devices at the top of a sloping track and let it buzz and jerk all the way down. The first dildo to cross the finish line wins, and his operators make it to the next round. The champion of the event takes home a cash prize, which was $100 when we went last Thursday. I went there. The author went there. I didn't go there. So, I mean, this looks like a kind of like a fun gag. It looks like a fun time. And don't worry, these vibrators were purchased just for this event and have never been used for their originally intended purpose. The Whippersnappers general manager and host for the evening, Ryan Chris, did promise free drinks to anyone who brought their own vibrator.
Oh, hey, there you go.
They open it up. They open it up.
Wait. So you can bring your own, which is going to be overpowered, guaranteed to win, and you get free drinks?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
This sounds
Hulk
like
could be down there. Hulk, you know what the name of Hulk's vibrator is?
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
No. 28-inch Python.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I get the 3 commandments for a foundation. The training, the prayers, the vitamins, brother.
That's
the 3 commandments.
A lot of preparation goes into this competition, no doubt.
What are they going to do when the largest arms in the world rumble on through?
I like the mental image of the arms rumbling on through without Hulk. Just 2 arms.
Going rumbling through the bar. Well, this whole event was Chris's idea. So apparently this is Chris's fault. The Whippersnappers is no stranger to esoteric competition, having raced Roombas and goldfish before. But when Chris came across the idea of racing dildos on social media, he doesn't remember exactly where. Come on, Chris.
Of course he doesn't. Yeah, he knows exactly where. He knows what group on Facebook he's part of.
He knew it was just the event he needed to up the ante. He's in probably like the private Facebook dildo racers group.
Yep, there's a competitive class out there,
and the public's reaction.
This was an alternate for the Olympics this year.
Oh wow, really? I can see that. It's right next to curling.
They're going to remove curling
and put this
replace it with vibrator racing. Canadians are still going to dominate.
And the public's reaction has proven him right. We've had a growing and steady crowd with the vibrator races. We've got one person who's been here for 4 or 5 times out of the weeks that we've done it. We've had one person who's won it and then finished another time. It's pretty cool. All right, well, then they got something on their hands. Oh, you know what I don't like? So they got one vibrator in there with a pentagram. Why's it got to be evil, man? Why you got to be doing that?
Oh yeah, I see that one.
Yeah.
What about the alien one? I think the alien one would be
alien one. Then they have one with a weed. These are kind of cheesy dildos.
Yeah.
These are kind of dildos you buy at truck stops.
These are truck stop.
These are truck stop dildos. These aren't the high quality kind.
These are those. What do you call those? The stuff they put at the grocery store on the way out.
Yeah.
Impulse buys.
These are impulse dildos.
Impulse buy dildos.
Yeah.
You want to go to a specialist and get a custom.
Yeah, I'll take a Snickers and a copy of People magazine and the dildo.
And this dildo, yeah. And you gotta sell stamps.
And some stamps if you got them. And pack of Marlboro Reds.
cigarettes, lottery tickets, honey buns, and magazines.
Those are all impulse items, Cratchit. Every one of those things is an impulse buy. I wish I had that. Where's my list? I got to put my list in a better area. Where's my list?
What's your system?
Really, this is a family show.
I got that. Oh, list is down here. Right here.
Cigarettes.
Impulse buy.
And lottery tickets.
Impulse, definitely impulse buy.
And chewing tobacco.
Impulse buy.
Yep.
And Hot Pockets. And honey buns.
Yeah, maybe.
And coffee.
No.
And Gatorade.
Impulse buy.
And Coca-Cola.
Impulse buy.
And aspirin.
Impulse buy.
And lighters.
Impulse buy.
Yep.
And ice cream.
Impulse buy.
And potato chips.
Impulse buy.
And magazines.
Yeah, impulse buy.
I'm not sure about the ice cream and Hot Pockets because both those have to be frozen or refrigerated at least. Frozen, I guess frozen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they got to be frozen.
I guess you could have a little freezer right there.
Yeah. Yeah, a little freezer. Well, this is a big victory for them at the bar, Whippersnappers, and I suspect this will be ported to other bars in the country very soon.
Yeah, this will be taken over all the local bars.
Yeah.
It's the hot new ticket of summer.
Kamala should campaign on this event. This is how she breaks into a whole new market. Shows that she's footloose and fancy free. She's open to hanging out at bars and.
All right, so that raises a question: how long until somebody uses this with vibrators with the political candidates' names on them to predict your election results?
I like that. That is a winner. That is a real winner there. Get the Trump dildo versus the Kamala dildo. Mm-hmm. And you got to put RFK in there. Small dildo. Very small dildo.
Starts at the back.
Basically, just a little pocket dildo.
A pocket dildo. It's my emergency dildo. Mm-hmm. It's a backup.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Sneak that through security. All right. Well, let's do another one. Here we go. All right.
Cool. All right, I was working my way down the list here. This one comes to us from Sports Illustrated. We don't typically cover sports on this show, but
we just did with the dildo racing.
Well, potential sport, big in Canada, but here's something that I guess this was announced a while ago, and they're going to go through with it. So yeah, hold on to your diabetes, people.
Oh, interesting. Let's see here. Arizona Cardinals cotton candy burrito testing limits of culinary hubris.
That's a huge piece of news.
We're looking at this thing. It's exactly what it is. It's a cotton candy burrito. And it's like the sky blue cotton candy that is wrapping and holding in a whole bunch of other candy.
I mean, look at that face.
I mean, that's the thing. It's crazy.
Look at that guy.
And it's not even like coherent candy. It's just like, honestly, this picture, which I just put up here, it's the same one you've got up there. It looks like the stuff you find under someone's car seat.
Yeah, it's Halloween leftover stuff.
For people who eat in their car, by the way, don't eat in your cars, people. It's gross. It's just a random assortment of like pocket candy. Like this is the stuff you have in the bottom of your cargo pants.
This is what I want. This is what I need.
No, nobody wants this or needs it.
The Arizona Cardinals are coming off 2 consecutive 4-13 seasons.
Well, maybe if they had more cotton candy burritos.
Yeah, maybe less investment in cotton candy technology and more on the team.
More on practicing football.
Yeah, get the guys out of the kitchen and coming up with new delicious treats and have them run some plays.
I just drafted a number one pick, and he's from the
Pittsburgh
the
Institute of Culinary Arts. It's hard to believe things could get much worse inside the stadium, yet here we are looking at one of the most off-putting culinary concoctions any stadium concession stand has ever considered, the cotton candy burrito. According to the tiny sign, the cotton candy burrito contains ice cream and candy wrapped in cotton candy, and a look inside confirms as much.
Ugh.
Oh, they're shoving everything in there. It's crazy.
I mean, there is a little video there if you want to click and watch them kind of assemble this thing.
It's absolutely crazy. I'm just looking at this thing.
Disgusting.
Sweet potatoes and collard greens, a big salad, and corn on the cob, and
chicken fried
deviled
steak.
eggs, and green beans, and chicken fried steaks.
Shoved in the cotton candy burrito.
Just wrap that in cotton candy. Oh my God.
Let's see here. It's sugar wrapped in sugar and a combination of ice cream, Arizona heat, and cotton candy seemed like a recipe for disaster without even considering the health concerns. If there's any
visual of somebody trying to sit there, eat this thing in the Arizona heat. Oh, actually, I think it's an indoor stadium, but still. Ugh.
If there's really any structural integrity to this thing, then it's much like stuffing the contents of a trick-or-treat bag into a football, which, by the way, sounds like something that would incredibly be incredibly easy to throw. So, yeah, here is I got to go on X to see this. This is the
Twitter.
This is
called Twitter.
This is the product of them rolling it up. They're bored. No one's going to the show. No one's going to the stadium, so they're bored, and they did this.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
This makes my teeth hurt. Just the visual on this.
Like how many calories? How much sugar is in this thing?
The answer is yes.
8,737,540,000
grams of sugar. Wow. What are people saying about this? Cotton candy is for 10-year-olds. I need ice cream burrito, Mark. Okay. People are saying stuff about it. It's catching on. You know, people are just getting. I bet this is going to be a hot seller now.
Ugh.
How much does it cost? They say in the article how much this thing costs.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's at a stadium. Do we want to take a guess on what we're looking around here?
I'm going to say $25.
They are quoting Ian Malcolm and said the Arizona Cardinals were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think whether or not they should. I'm still looking for pricing on this. Now I'm curious because it's at a stadium, so you know it's going to be ridiculous.
I'm working on something that'll change the world and human life as we know
it. See, yes, you are.
There's another version on USA Today, but they're not. Somebody says you automatically get added to the no-fly list if you order this.
You can see that, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Jesus Christ?
I have. Yeah, what's he up to?
I don't think that.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I live with my mother, too.
That's the relevance to this story.
It says they unveiled. Now I got to dig for pricing. Now I got to know.
I'm very, very sorry.
I'm very curious about this. What else does Dr. Ian Malcolm say about this?
Fuck is what I'm thinking.
Why would you build something like this?
I don't know.
You don't know why you did this?
Food and beverage guide.
Why don't they just walk the gutters?
Yeah, we got to have a price on this. They have to have a general pricing for other items at the stadium, and we can kind of get a general sense of what they might charge. We could just ask ChatGPT. It'll come up with something. It'll hallucinate something for us.
I found that the whole menu, but they're just saying where you can get it in the stadium, not how much it is. All right, I'm going to ask Google.
These people are crazy.
I'll tell you what you need, a good antipsychotic.
Yeah, you probably do after making something like this.
Hey, by the way, the number 2 search for that cotton candy burrito is cotton candy burrito cost.
That is one big pile of shit.
It is one big pile of shit. How much is it?
We don't know how much it costs.
It hurts my teeth, and I'm clicking all these links trying to get.
I'll give you $10,000.
No, it's
Hulk,
too much.
I think you overpaid.
Too much, Hulk. No, please.
What do you think?
This?
No,
it's just lots of the same. Like
30
people rewriting.
See, they built this thing, and they have no cost structure in mind. Like they're going to lose their ass on this thing if they don't price it right.
Maybe they're going to price it as high as they can and see, price it as the market will bear.
Yeah. They don't even know what they're doing with this thing. They don't even know what to do. This thing is basically like a nuclear football. They have to carry this around, And only certain people have access to it.
You have to have it ready for Trump at any moment.
Yeah, have to have it ready. Deploy the candy burrito. Deploy it.
Someone says they'll charge $10. It's going to be way more than that. I want to say like $25. That's where I want to go, but I'd love to see pricing on this.
$9,240,000,000.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well, I say we'll put it out to the listening audience here. Track down the price on this thing.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I'm guessing 25 at least, minimum $25.
Bookie still lives in Arizona. We got to send him to a game in order of this.
No, I'm not sending him to a game. You pay for going to a game out of your own pocket, then you buy one of these and you tell us what it's like. Also, call in while you're trying to eat it,
and then ship it to us.
Ship us the leftovers.
Yeah, it might melt, but so if we can maybe pack it in dry ice or something like that, we probably could preserve a little bit of it. Figure out the technology.
I've scanned through like 6 or 8 different stories of this. They're all basically rewriting the same press release, and there's no price listed.
Come on.
This is ridiculous.
We just want the price. We just want to buy it.
I don't know. My teeth still hurt just looking at these things.
I couldn't even eat this thing, and I love candy. I'll try it, though.
Cotton candy. How much?
We should give each one of these to the illegal immigrants coming over the border. So here you go. Welcome to America.
Eat this.
Here's your food rations.
You can come in.
It's a challenge.
And all Americans eat one of these a day for breakfast.
So welcome to America. This is our culture right here. This is what we do.
And if you're getting a little lightheaded, you balance it out with some Cheetos.
And the one chip challenge.
That would be good, actually. You want in the country? Eat this chip. I cannot find a price. There's lots of good responses.
It's priceless.
It is priceless. The Dude Wipes account said, you're going to need us. So
okay.
Yeah.
Dude Wipes is chiming in on this.
Mm-hmm. No pricing. Nothing here. So yeah, I'll put this one out to the listening audience. Help us find a price for this thing.
Enjoy the feces and needles on the ground.
Yeah, and Scarlett is saying if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Well,
that's probably true.
Okay, buddy.
I think you can afford it, and the people who are going to buy this are going to buy it anyway, regardless of price.
That is true.
But it's more curiosity because at a stadium, you're paying $10 a beer, you're paying $15 a hot dog. So,
and you bring this down to your seat, people are just going to go crazy. They're going to like, oh, who's Mr. Moneybag? Scrooge McDuck over there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward now to football season of all the viral footage that's going to be out there of somebody trying to balance this like precariously and eat it without slopping it everywhere. It's going to be a mess.
It is going to be an absolute mess, and it's going to go right on the back of the person sitting in front of you.
So someone's going to drop one trying to get to their seat
as
they're stepping over people.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
You got my cotton candy burrito. I paid $500 for that thing.
Took out a loan.
All right, Gretchen, what do we see? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I think we ruined it there. Damn, my teeth hurt.
Yeah, just looking at it, we'll get out of here.
We got to do better, man.
We do. That's terrible.
Look at this shit. That's some goddamn bullshit. Well, it got people interested in going out to the stadium, that's for sure.
I guess. Are they also going to go out there, buy that, and then leave?
Yeah, I'm showing up to grab that thing and go. I can probably get it with Uber Eats, maybe.
Uber Eats a cotton candy burrito from the stadium.
Yeah,
holy, that's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, but I want it. I demand
That's what I want. My birthday.
He forced the Uber Eats guy to go through security at the stadium.
You buy a ticket.
I'll tip you like $5.
Yeah, $3. And then you just start texting, where are you? That's got to be a thankless job doing Uber Eats.
I got a friend that does it, and he's not happy with it. He's not happy with it. Well, thank you, everyone, for showing up. Sorry we were a little bit late, and we'll figure out if we're going to do a show on Sunday or not. It's up to Gretchen and Joe. So
yeah, I'll defer to Joe on that one. If he wants to do it, we'll rig something. Otherwise, we'll be back on Wednesday.
That's right. And so follow us on Twitter for updates. You can go to, or X if you so choose, at OBDM Pod, or join the Discord. Just go to obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com and join the Patreon. That gets you into the Discord. If you donate to PayPal, that gets you in there too as well. And thank you everyone who has supported this show, continues to support the show. I know we've missed some shows here and there. It is the summer. Some people take vacations. We rarely do. So we miss some shows here and there. I don't know. I was on vacation last weekend. Did not feel like it.
I rolled over my maximum vacation at work.
Oh, right.
Bragging.
If I took that all, how much would it be? Let's see. I think I've got 12 weeks stacked up.
Wow.
Something like that. And then I could claim I was sick with the long COVID and get like another 6 months off.
Oh, yes.
It's like a year off of work being sick and on vacation. Alternating.
Well, thank you, Cratchit. Thank you, everyone. Shablagoo.
Keep watching the skis, people.
Hardcore hour of shocking paternity results continues.
That's about all.
Shablagoo. Well, thank you, everyone. Let's conclude and onward.
Sounds good. Thanks for here. Appreciate it. All right.
We have to stay woke.